In this video, you're going to learn how to keep going even when you don't see any results. This is a very big topic for a lot of people, whether it be at the start or whether it be halfway through your weight loss or health and fitness journey. Sometimes you don't see results. Sometimes you don't see results. And for a lot of people, results is the biggest thing that motivates them. So if you don't see results, it's hard to keep taking action. And that's where the question comes from. How do you keep going when you see no results? Now, the thing that I want to challenge you with this one is going to the deepest part of this challenge is how do you measure your results? You see, because the way that you measure your results determine if you can see your results or not. And a lot of the times when we measure results, it's actually a result of the social conditioning, of the way that we've been trained to think with all these external influences on us, such as media or Instagram or whatever it is. Now, these external influences, believe it or not, they shape a lot of your desires. So what I like to call this is the unconscious desires that we have. A lot of the external influences on us just determine what we desire. And what we desire is the way that those are the benchmark of whether we see results or not. So a lot of the time, these measures are objective, right? So a lot of the times when we go and look at someone and we think, oh, that's the goal that I want to be, or we ask them how much they weigh, or we figure out what the goal weight is. These are numbers or objective measures that we put on ourselves as an influence of external things. Nothing wrong with that, but it's really important to understand that so you don't become a slave to it. Once you understand, once you become more conscious about your desires, slowly you'll naturally start shifting your focus and your benchmark for results. So what I've noticed with a lot of my clients is that rather than focusing on the objective measures, people start paying more attention to the subjective measures as well. Things like, how do you feel throughout the day? How's your relationship with food? How energetic are you throughout the day? So these are the subjective measures that are really important. How you feel, like how you feel on a day-to-day basis, on a moment-to-moment basis, it's not a small thing. Like for me, that's the ultimate way to live a life, is by how you assign quality to every moment. How are you being in that moment? So it's really important. The first step is for you to understand that the way you're measuring your results is likely going to be influenced by external measures. Once you realize that, you make a conscious decision to have both objective and subjective measures. And then the final step is the step of patience. Because most often than not, it's just a matter of patience. You just have to keep going, and the timeline that you've set yourself is, especially at the start, is always going to be shorter than the time that it actually takes for you to reach your results. As humans, we have a tendency to underestimate the resources, especially the time and emotional resources that it takes to complete something. Physically, I see a lot of people who can go really hard at the gym, but emotionally, that resilience and that patience is what a lot of people lack. So, I want to give you a very powerful question that you can journal about to ask yourself about this principle of patience. And that is, if this goal took me twice as long, would it be still worth it to achieve? If this goal takes 5 times as long, would this still be worth it to achieve? And finally, if this goal took me 10 times as long, would it still be worth it to achieve? The answer to those questions, deep down you'll know what those answers are. The answers to those questions determine if your goals are really worth striving for or not. And if the answer is yes, if it does take you 10 times, if it takes you the rest of your life to become the healthiest version of yourself, will that be worth it? The answer to that will determine how much patience you can put into your journey.